We have Mieke Rowe on. She is a junior quarterback for the University of Florida flag football team. She is number 8 on the field, but number 1 in Gators fans' hearts. She's a beast on the field and kicks ass, takes no prisoners, and she's done so many things throughout her flag football career. But Mieke, thanks so much for coming on and interviewing with us today.
Oh, of course, I'm happy to be here.
All right. And, Mieke, I'll tell you what, it was really incredible of a feat of what you guys did this year. But even before this year, as far as University of Florida flag football, they won the past four national championships. Obviously, before this year, we'll talk about this year and what happened just right now. So, Mieke, talk a little bit about this year. First annual flag football Fiesta Bowl against UCF. It's a tough team. You've beat them a couple of times in the past. Talk about, first of all, going to the game before we even get to the game, because it was impressive what they did with that.
I think it was a really cool experience overall weekend. I think there's a lot of adrenaline and excitement building up going into the game. And I think when we got there, we were just super excited to play such a great team, and not only a great team, but they're coached by an amazing coach who really cares about their program.
So obviously you've played UCF in the past, have beat them many times, but then you play UCF in that Fiesta Bowl. UCF is has a great defense, I should say. And you guys trailed 13-0 at the half. Then you threw a big touchdown to make it 13-7, threw it to Ava, and it was almost like the game was trending in a different direction. Talk a little bit about that as far as going into halftime 13-0 and then making that big TD pass to Ava.
I think at halftime we were kind of reminded of like we played Georgia just before that, and we were also down at 13-0 at halftime. So we're like, hey guys, like we've been in this situation before, like we can come back. We just did it. Let's lock in, let's get some energy on the sidelines and go back into the game because we're still in it. It's only 13-0. And then I think we drove the whole field and we had scored, and it felt like momentum had gotten back into our hands again and there was more energy.
And then obviously, it was a tight game throughout then. UCF winning that championship 19-7. What do you feel like went right in the game and what do you feel like went wrong?
I feel like what right is like we try to do the simple things right with pulling flags, catching footballs. I think something that we kind of needed to work on is that, there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of nerves, and I think especially under like being on ESPN and all of that stuff, like it's hard to handle those nerves, and I think that's something we can certainly I can do better with. I know the nerves definitely got to me that game, so I think we were all just it was such a big event and the nerves got to us a little bit.
So obviously, school's ended. You're on break right now. What are you going to be doing as far as training throughout the summer to go into your senior year and hopefully, again, kick some ass and take no prisoners?
Yeah, so I train our Coach Saunders, coaches at Robinson High School, and they hold practices throughout the summer. So I will go and train with them high schoolers. And then also Dalia Autry, she's on the US national team. She also does training herself. So sometimes I go and train with her too.
So you're going to be obviously playing as you stated, but are you going to be lifting? Do you have like some sort of program that coach gives to you, or do you follow some other program that you've found helpful?
No, I've kind of lifted throughout my whole like college, even in high school a little bit, but throughout my whole college experience, I've kind of like gotten more serious into lifting. So I've just continued like what I've personally worked on, lifting throughout these past couple years.
What do you feel like you personally need to work on? I know you just stated the nerve issue, but beyond that, like, just talking football here.
Talking football, I think one of the biggest things I've noticed in college compared to high school is that I'm not as accurate as a quarterback, and that kind of just comes down to like I'm not in high school I'm practicing 5 days a week. In college, I'm practicing twice a week. So there's definitely a fall off there, and I think my accuracy has declined a lot because of that. So I'm hoping to get more reps throughout the summer and then throughout going into the school year again, just so I can build my accuracy back up again.
Who do you feel like was the most improved player this year on the team?
Oh wow, most improved. Hmm. I don't want to say like most improved, but one of our freshmen, Kinsey James, from the beginning of the year to now, she's really stepped into a big role and she's become one of my go-to players. And I think that she like doesn't get enough credit for that. I think one game she had 4 touchdowns in the Fiesta Bowl tournament. I mean, it was crazy.
Wow, that is impressive. Again, for people listening, is Mieke Rowe here on the program, junior quarterback for your University of Florida flag football team and number 8 on the field. Mieke, let's kind of end the interview with this kind of question as far as, you talked about most improved player. Obviously you're the captain, the go-to person. You do have a senior graduating that I know was your one of your big receivers. Anybody else that's leaving that you think will, leave the team with a big deficit, and how will you recuperate from that deficit?
Yeah, so we have Macy Johnson. She's transferring to Cal Poly to go commit to a D1 school and get paid an academic scholarship to go play flag football.
Oh, wow.
She is on the US national team right now, and obviously, like, she's impacted our team in so many ways, just with leadership and on and off the field. So I think that's something we're definitely going to have to fill in for. And I think will be great because, I mean, our girls are super committed to our program and committed to being better too.
So how do you, obviously that's a huge loss. How do you kind of recover from that? Are you guys, or obviously this is an NCAA sanction, but do you guys have some sort of like recruiting, or are you talking to any girls that are thinking about coming to University of Florida to try to kind of push them over the edge to get over here?
Yeah, technically we don't do recruiting because like we're not a
Right.
scholarship sport right now. But I will say like I see girls who are like, oh, like going to the University of Florida on Instagram and I'll reach out to them. Or if Saunders knows of anybody going to the University of Florida, I'll reach out to them saying, hey, are you interested in playing club flag football?
What do you expect from next year's team? Obviously, going to the championship, losing to UCF in such a close game, and then obviously before that, you guys won 4 in a row. Do you feel like there's going to be no step back? It's just going to be full throttle with the pedal to the metal?
Oh, for sure. I think if anything, we're gonna push ourselves even more. I think losing to UCF definitely lit a fire under all of us, and we want to make sure that never happens again. Especially we have a large group of seniors this year, so there's no way that we're not gonna push ourselves a lot to make sure we get the win.
And how can people follow you as we end the interview?
If you follow our Instagram is where we put out most of our information, and it's at UF Flag.
Okay, awesome. And thank you again for people listening. It was Mieke Rowe here on the program, junior quarterback for the University of Florida flag football team. Definitely check her out if you're in the Gainesville area. Even if you're not in the Gainesville area, check out their schedule online. Follow them on Instagram to find out where they're going to be playing next year. This is a sport that's growing not just in college, but also it's growing in the Olympics now. So stay tuned because I think this is a sport that could take off as a scholarship sport. But Mieke, thanks so much.
Of course.